Hello, my beautiful viewers. How are you today? I am so excited. Welcome to another episode to celebrate all our authors. And today we had such a brilliant, unexpected, miracle, extraordinary extravaganza. I hope I have filled in all the words to make it even more magical and more special with our special author, beautiful Gail Kraft. And then I'm so happy to see my beautiful co-host, Natalie. Welcome, Natalie. Welcome, my beautiful viewers. Just remember down in the show notes below, you will have all Gail's details. To buy a book, a summary of a book will be in the details. Natalie and myself's details is in there, and our book links is also in there. And there's a special section for our amazing author. A special section for our amazing sponsor, Masterpiece, and all the details is down below. So, are you ready, girls? Can we start our amazing author show?
Let's get this party going.
my beautiful Gail, please tell us what inspired you to do this incredible, magical, amazing book.
Well, first of all, I did not want to write yet another book. The writing is fairly easy, but the process of getting it out there is not. And so I was with a healer, Christopher, and he channels as he heals. And he said, "Oh, you're going to write another book." Well, my response was a few swear words, no. Right? Because I had just published a book. And so I forgot about it. And literally, I think a month and a half, 2 months later, I'm driving from New Hampshire to Colorado and I get a download. "You're going to write a book about dragons." And my response was, "Oh, really? And what would that look like?" Right? Because the universe is me. I can talk to me any way I want to, right? And by the time I got to my destination, I had the whole outline. And within 3 days, I wrote the first 3 chapters. So what inspired me? The universe had a plan, and I had no choice but to comply.
Wow. Beautiful. So my beautiful viewers, I would like to introduce to you Gail. She empowers consciousness leaders, healers, and coaches and seekers to recognize that they are the creators of their own universe and that every experience becomes an invitation to grow. Inspired by the words of Picasso, the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. How incredible, how incredible. Gail believes every person already carries extraordinary wisdom within them, and her works help them to awaken them. So thank you, my beautiful Gail, for being here. And now, my beautiful co-host, please introduce yourself and then ask Gail your first question. Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Gail, I'm excited. So I am Natalie. Yeah, this is amazing. I'm Natalie Chilton, and I'm an author, and I'm an intuitive health advocate and therapist. And I'm all about freedom and helping people to access freedom and truth, and from medical to identity to initiatives helping some women here in Canada and in Pakistan to have education, have an industry to make money. So where secrets and healing begins, it's all about the truth. So great to be here. And into our first question. As I was reading your book, the word fanciful just highlighted. Like, And what came to mind is way back in the beginning of my spiritual journey, I read Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which was one of my first connections to spirituality, New Age, just this different world. So, starting with the fire and water dragons in the beginning of your story, you said you were driving along a road and suddenly there was a materialization of a city that overlaid your reality, and I'm getting shivers. And you used the word, this is tied together, hypnagogia. Is that how it's pronounced? Hypnagogia. I've never heard of this word. A delightful term, a transitional consciousness between wakefulness and sleep. So had these experiences happened to you before then?
Yes, they have. And I think the first time I was aware, and I think it happens to all of us, but the first time I was aware that this was happening, it was years before, and I was driving from San Diego to Los Angeles. And I had the experience, and I couldn't shake it, that I was not driving the car. The road was moving underneath me. That it was actually the road moving, that the me driving was the illusion, the road moving was actually what was happening. And I think it was then that I started to really question what reality truly is. Yeah.
That is incredible. And I have a similar, not like a similar flavor I'd love to share later, but I'm going to hand it over to Snette. And Snette, please tell us who you are. And then you can ask your first question. Beautiful co-host.
Thank you, my beautiful Natalie. I am Sanette from Bradar, all the way from South Africa, and it's a cold South Africa. And I am a voice amplifier. I create space and stages for incredible souls around the world to share their wisdom, their brilliance, and their transformative stories on all my platforms. So I am truly blessed to have you as my co-host, Natalie, and Gail, for you being our spotlight author. So now I would love to thank our beautiful sponsor, Masterpiece, for being our sponsor for the author show. I'm going to play the commercial, and then my beautiful Natalie, are you ready to highlight them before you giving the bat back to me? Thank you. Here we go.
Is filled with toxins in our air, water, and food and cause you to feel off. Masterpiece cleanses these toxins out. Its natural blend of volcanic minerals removes the toxins and supports better sleep, focus, and energy.
It's compatible with your internal environment in which it goes. So you take 5 drops under the tongue twice a day.
It's clinically proven and has thousands of testimonials. Try it today.
Thank you. Masterpiece having a little technical, but that's okay. Masterpiece is a beautiful product of nature, sea plasma, optimized with teeny tiny zeolite that gets up into the cells and magnetizes metals and plastics out to safely detoxify. Right now, you can go to that diamond link and you can actually become part of a 1,000-person study. 3 free bottles of Masterpiece with the purchase of a hair sample that will tell you your toxicology, all the stuff that we all have some, and then a before and after so that you can see yourself detoxify with results. Yeah. Thank you, Masterpiece. Thank you, Matthew Hazen. We love you.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Masterpiece. So my beautiful Gail, this is just a quick introduction to your book because I was the honored one to have read your book before the time, and I also did the foreword for you. So it was truly a blessing for me. But my beautiful viewers, I want just to spend a few minutes, just a few seconds with the book before asking Gail her second question. What if dragons won't create creations to be feared? What if they were our teachers? In Dragon Tale, Kyle invites readers into an extraordinary fantasy when dragons become spiritual guidance, helping one seeking, discovering courage, conclusiveness, and I practiced this word before trying to pronounce it and I got it right. Transformation and limited possibilities. So my beautiful one, for me to glance through the book again before today's show was truly amazing. And there's a lot of places where I just got sparkles and goosebumps. And if I could wear my glasses while reading your book, I would have done it as well. But can I ask you this a question? How would you explain the genre to somebody who have never read your Dragon Tale book?
How would I explain it?
The
Similar.
genre, yeah.
Yeah, well, there is no genre. I had a difficult time finding a genre for it because it is a spiritual, mystical reality fantasy.
Wow. I love it. I love it.
Right.
And then
The stories are true, by the way.
Just a follow up on that. Without getting too much away, what journey does your main character experience?
From surprise through a little nervousness, through curiosity, up to embracing who they really are.
Wow. I had to put my glasses on, my alien glasses, because my beautiful viewers, all of us can experience what Carl just mentioned. Because through the journey of her book, you experience all that sensations. And it's not alien, it's dear to your heart. Thank you so much, my beautiful girl. So I'm going to move us a little bit. So just give me a few seconds and then all over to you, my beautiful Natalie. Here we go.
Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, so there were so many. It's such a rich spiritual tapestry. The way that you describe it is delightful into these worlds of texture and color. So, there's so many points. Which one would I like to start with? Okay. I guess the importance of questions, that really struck me because you are a question asker. And I think that many people are not. And posing questions, good questions take us everywhere. So you said one question, you said, how can I understand what is happening to me and how do I address it?
That is my eternal question. For those who are seekers of truth, seekers of reality, seekers of who am I, why am I here, what is happening, all of those questions we ask, actually starting at a very, very young age. When we start seeking the answer, we start to realize that we have to be able to embrace and not understand intellectually, but to become the answer, right? And I think that's one of the things that I try to portray in the book, that the main character didn't understand anything that was happening, but they went forward anyway and came back changed. And And the change, how can I explain, Natalie, a fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth dimensional change from a third dimensional perspective? Just lean in and enjoy the ride.
Curiosity, the framework of remaining curious. I think the lack of curiosity is a big block for many. Thank you for your beautiful response. Jeanette, over to you.
Thank you. So you can see, my beautiful viewers, we didn't coordinate our questions. Natalie have done her questions and I have done, because I've actually almost a similar question, but I'm just going to tell you how near it is the same. Your book is a beautiful blend of imagination and spirituality. How does two words complement with each other? And there's like, this what you have said.
Right. So, yep, it's just, so the blending. So there's another illusion, is that things are one thing or another. They're not. That's why it's so difficult to really explain, because we try in explaining something. So I know the information is coming too fast. Guys, slow down. Explaining something puts it into a box. And once you put it into a box and frame it, it is not pure. It's not truth anymore. Right? And so the challenge that I have as a writer, and that we all have as a communicator, is to take the wisdom that we all get every day, every moment of every day, feel it, and then create an image. And the second we create an image as to what it is that we got, we've changed it. And then to communicate it, we've changed it. And so it's a challenge to communicate. And so, and I'll share a little secret with you. I am starting next week, probably sooner, working with some other people to communicate here and not here.
Wow. Beautiful. Can I ask you something? Because of this whole new, I saw with my own eyes how you have transformed our community with the dragons. So, and how delightful when people experience their own dragons. So my beautiful girl, and I need to ask this question, then I'm going to give it over to you, my beautiful Natalie. What surprised you the most while writing this book?
What surprised me? Okay, so as I said, each story is a true story. When I said I had the outlines, I had the dragons outlined. So I knew I was going to put it in a dimensional format and just pick a few dragons from each dimension. But I didn't know what story was going to go with what dragon. And so I would sit and say, okay, universe, you want me to talk about the earth dragon? What story do I want to? And each story is a true experience that I went through. So their truth mixed with the magic. And when we get there, at least for me, I understood that the truth the truth is also an illusion, and so is the magic. And so it's all a game. If I can create this, I am the magician. I am the one with the wand. And so I allowed the wand to do whatever the universe told me to do. And I just said, okay. And sometimes I went, oh, you want me to tell that story? Or if you read the book, there's a cat story. I had totally forgotten all about that. And that morning, the universe said, tell this story. And I'm like, well, that's an interesting choice.
Thank you, my beautiful Gail. All over to you, my beautiful Natalie.
Thank you so much. I'm on my phone here, so my computer would not work. That's why I'm leaning in. That's so fascinating. Gail, that was something that I said here is like, really? You're talking, is this like really true? And dragons, I want to mention, you were just mentioning the things being neither black nor white. There's lots of gray. There's the gradients of reality, of physicality, of energy. And you mentioned actually taking in a sermon at one point. And as a Jesus follower, I'm kind of on the outside of that in a way, because I'm not, anyways, there are levels, but there's a lot of fear around dragons and pigeonholing them as beings of darkness. So have you had experiences? There's just all kinds of light, beauty, grace, on and on. Have you had any contact with dragons that were malevolent versus benevolent?
I actually have not. And here's something that I believe to be true. That if I am the creator of my universe, if I'm the writer of my story, I can create an evil dragon and therefore live in fear of it. Or I can create a dragon that puts his wings around me and hugs me every day, that shows me love, that stands on top of my head and burns any evil coming towards me before I even know that it's there. I have a choice of how I want to live my life and how I want to view the world. And are there terrible things that happen? Absolutely. Terrible things have happened to me, and they will continue to happen. But if I wrote the story of my life, then there was a reason that I wrote that incident. So dragons, there are evil dragons if you believe there are. It's up to you. What story do you want to read?
That's amazing. And I'm suspended. I am, like John Lennon said, you quoted John Lennon here. You said, and I love that quote. Oh, can you remember it, Gail? Oh, I believe in everything. I believe in everything until it's disproved. And to be honest, I both believe and don't believe simultaneously until it's disproved or proved. And that allows me to stay open. So, amazing. Thank you. Back to you, Gail. I love you. It's so fun. This book has awakened like a childlikeness in me. And it's kind of, yeah, you really have skills to take the reader into worlds, like awakening worlds. Back to you, Smith.
Wow, thank you. And my beautiful Natalie, you are so right. When I started to read Gail's book the first time, when I say, for instance, I have put my, not close my laptop, but put my laptop aside, because I have this beautiful thing that I can put it on my lap and then have it easily. I can sit on the bed and easily read it. But then I put my computer next to me, and then I literally hop and skip to the kitchen, because I'm going to make myself some coffee. And then I could not hop and skip going back. But that was my reaction with your book. I just wanted to be happy. And most of the time, I'm happy. But it was that childlike happiness that when I reading your book, and that is also the feeling of your energy around the book as well. So, my beautiful viewers, if you want to be take to a magical place with a beautiful story, let me take a photo. Just put it up again. Thank you. Please go down in the show notes and purchase beautiful Gail's book. It is truly amazing. And then, and then you will also be able to see all her other books as well. So my beautiful viewers, also in the show notes, she has another book, and she already came to one of our other seasons for that book. So that link will also be in the description for the show and that the other book that we also did. So my beautiful Gail, was there one dragon encounter that becomes your personal favorite?
Oh my goodness. Well, I loved the trip to the Saturn rings. And I love the final dragon, which is the source dragon. That dragon, that trip was crazy to describe, because folks, I take you to the 13th dimension where you depixelate, and what that experience was like to be part of before the form, if you will, right? With no form, yet still 100% conscious of who I am. It was a beautiful trip and a beautiful dragon, but I fell in love with all of them. So just like a mother, I'm not going to tell you I have a favorite.
My beautiful Natalie.
That's wisdom, Gail. That is wisdom. Love them all, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you stole my question, Sinette. Well, you didn't steal it, but yeah, great minds think alike. The Saturn space with the dragons. I actually had made a note to read a portion, but that would have been on my phone, and so I can't do that. But highly recommend that paragraph there. So this statement, you will learn your quest is just as important as your destination. Maybe more so. I took it, didn't I? Yeah, that was highlighted in my spirit. I just wanted to say that, in these moments where you state these profound things, did you feel like it was like a God download? Like, I don't even know how to say it, but sometimes when I write, I feel like it's so brilliant that maybe it wasn't me. It came through me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I no longer feel that it comes through me. I feel that it is reflecting the true me. Okay, right? It's not this human artifact, not this bag that holds a bunch of blood, but it truly is who I am. And that particular quote, sentiment, feeling, I think I experienced it and realized it at a very young age. I was very much a go-getter, goal-oriented, corporate, do this. And I would reach my goals years before my plan. My 5-year plans were done in 2. And it would be so much fun getting there, so much fun. And I would get there and go, well, now what? And I realized that at that point, and we're talking in my 20s, maybe early 30s, that every time I put up a post, that means I'm not looking beyond the post, right? And so maybe I'm missing something by putting the post in the way of what's beyond the post, right? And so in these years now, I'm just on a quest. It drives my son, who's an aerospace engineer, therefore very analytical, crazy. He asked me when I got here, so Mom, now what's your decision? I said, well, I know what I don't want. I know my knots. He goes, well, at least that's something. Right? So follow your heart, regardless of how foolish it might seem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I can see that you live that. Over to you, Miss Annette.
Thank you. So, my beautiful ones, we are halfway through our show. I am going to bring up our beautiful sponsors video. So, if you can allow me just a few seconds, and then we want to say thank you to our beautiful sponsor, Masterpiece, for sponsoring the Author Journey Show. On this show, we celebrate authors because their words matter, and through their stories on paper, it can save your life, change your life, save your life. So thank you, Masterpiece, and Matthew and Tim.
Is filled with toxins in our air, water, and food and cause you to feel off. Masterpiece cleanses these toxins out. Its natural blend of volcanic minerals removes the toxins and supports better sleep, focus, and energy.
It's compatible with your internal environment in which it goes. So you take 5 drops under the tongue twice a day.
It's clinically proven and has thousands of testimonials. Try it today.
And I want to say power by nature, backed by science. Natalie, can you give us a little bit more detail on Masterpiece?
A little bit more detail. Here it is. It's sea plasma. So it's full spectrum minerals, that are perfectly, God made by nature under the tongue. I just had some dental work, and it's really great because there's all kinds of things in the shots that freeze, in pharmaceutical products, in foods that we may not even know about. So these minerals go up into the cell intracellularly. And a lot of times the heavy metals and plastics camp in our cell receptors, which are meant to hold the minerals. So what happens? This goes up. Those minerals displace the heavy metals. The zeolite grabs like a magnet, and out comes the heavy metals and things. And it's proven Roundup glyphosate to be reduced by almost 70% in 35 days. So we have the clinical studies, and you just feel better. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. So I am just going to move our screen again. There you are. So, ha ha ha. Woo, woo, woo.
A little bit.
So, Natalie, you didn't know I brought in this segment, but it's an honor honor of our miracle man. I'm going to ask you your rapid fire, my beautiful girl. Are you ready? And I have the paparazzi pen. So the first word that comes to mind when I give you the 5 words I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Wonder.
Magic.
Dragon.
Life force.
Magic.
Miracles.
I love it. I love it. Transformation.
Life.
Wow. Wow. I just took a picture. I was hoping to get the screen, the flash, but not this time. Believe.
I'll have a little phrase, overcoming obstacles.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Thank you, my beautiful miracle man, for remembrance. And thank you, Gail, for answering so beautifully. So, Natalie, all over to you, my girl.
Thank you. So with that, overcoming obstacles, Gail, what I saw in the other dimension, just that impressed my mind, I saw somebody taking a hurdle, literally like, up and over. Did you ever do that? what is it called? Where you go up and you kind of fly over the, I forget
Over
the
the
name.
oh,
Yeah.
Astral prediction. Is it not that? Something like that?
Well,
it's like
there's one where you use a
it's
pole with one, and there's
I
another
know
where you
exactly
just
what you mean. It's a
where
high.
you
It's like a
kind of,
high jump.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a high jump. So anyway,
No, I
that's
would limbo under it.
hey, as long as you get
Yeah,
past the obstacle, it doesn't matter how you do it.
right.
Okay, so I'm going to read this really fun part of your story. Okay, so walking in nature is a huge part of your process. I'm a walker and I love that. So I feel more inspired to walk more in nature now because of reading your story. So I love the humor here. You said, I noticed an owl in a tree. I watched as he watched me. We seemed to commune. I wondered why he was awake midday, and he wondered why I cared. Interesting.
That
And
really happened.
then I said, then you saw a green dragon. I said, did you really? Did you really?
Did I really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I really saw a green dragon, but the experience the dragon brought me through did happen.
And the
So,
owl.
and the owl did happen. I swear to God, it was in the state of Washington. I was walking, they have so many lakes, and I was walking through the woods, and and it was midday, and I looked at the owl and thought, what are you doing? And I heard, why do you care? So yes, these stories are true stories.
So fun. So fun. That's all. That's all I got for this moment, Snette. Back to you.
Thank you. My beautiful girl, what would you love readers to feel when they finished your final copy, the final page?
What I would love is for the readers to no longer allow the norms that have been put upon them to hold them back from being the dreamers that they were meant to be. So I don't want them to believe in dragons. I want them to believe in themselves and to believe in miracles.
Yeah. I truly have goosebumps. My beautiful viewers, I hope that you had goosebumps as well. I have a following up question on this, of not question, but statement. I will also would love for our community, the Diamond Beauties and Tanzanians, if you have follow-up questions for Gail, please connect with me because we can always have a spotlight authors. I don't know. I don't want to call it a masterpiece, a masterclass, but something. Maybe I will get to the wording now. But your book, if they have questions and I wanted to add more questions, because Natalie and myself could only answer a few questions, maybe we can do something in a group, say spotlight author miracle or something. So my beautiful
Call
viewers.
it a panel. I think an author's panel where you have maybe 3 or 4 of us on and let the viewers ask and have each one of us answer from our book perspective.
Yeah, that is a good. So I thank you, Gail, because God just showed me this now for the diamonds and the Tanzanians, and now I need to do more. I need to do work. My beautiful Natalie.
Hey, that's a great idea. I love going deeper. Okay. You say the usual becoming usual, the unusual becoming usual, you mentioned in your story. The question of who am I unfolded. So in that pocket, you talk about the Fibonacci sequence in sacred geometry. And I'm so grateful that I know what that is. And listeners, if you don't know what that is, look up sacred geometry and Fibonacci sequence and how we're all made of the same God stuff, which I actually saw. I won't elaborate too much, but I lost my sight at one moment and I saw the universe's light. Mm-hmm. And everything, just different textures of light. And it was amazing. So here you say, is it possible to love so profoundly that my heart's overflow can change the world? That's just your reflection on that moment. Is it possible to love so profoundly that my heart's overflow can change the world? Is it?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. When my heart is allowed to overflow, because sometimes I don't give it permission, the energy that I'm able to expand at that moment creates a frequency that has no choice but to touch the hearts of the universe. Energy never stops. And so if we can send out enough love, then the energy of the fear of the bad dragon has no choice but to succumb to that frequency. Notice when we do sound healing with the tuning forks, our body has no choice but to get into tune with that frequency because we're energy. And so if we can create the energy that is irresistible, then yes, we change the world.
Attunement. Yeah, I just get the fire you speak of, the transformational fire that is universal symbolism in the realm of transformation. And hot love, just really in its forms, it can be stirred in a multitude of ways, loved. So beautiful.
And hot love, I just want to add, Natalie, if I won't say you, I won't project my stuff on you, but I will say I have been there. I have had the moment of such supreme ecstasy, such supreme eroticism that I did hit the stars. I didn't want to come back, but I was there, and we can get there at any point in time.
And that's an area, to be honest, there's the pure, again, it's the gradations of love, and they were all created for purpose, including the sexual. And the sexual is not often spoken about in a holistic manner, but it's really important for fullness of healing. Yeah, healing, and it can be pure, purifying. Back to you, Sinead.
Thank you. So my beautiful viewers, I'm going to move us a little bit. Are you ready, ladies? Here we go. My beautiful Gail, what's next for you? More dragon books? I heard today, or maybe it was yesterday, I'm not too sure, because of all the Mrs. Spots, that you have dragon cards on in the thinking, on the way. What's next for you?
Yeah, so I have about 28, 29 dragon cards, but I'm going back to make some changes on them, and AI and I are having a conversation about that. Because, I want them to look the way I want them to look, not the way you want them to look, but that's fine. But what's really interesting is I have 2 events coming up that will be the final events that I will create, not participate in, but create. I have an online summit that I'm coordinating with Sydney and Kat Knotts in January, and that will be followed by a retreat in Sedona that I'm doing with Sydney. And that is all about no form. We're not going to teach you anything. Our speakers that we've got lined up understand they're not to teach anything, they're to bring an experience. And it's the summit in January will be running 24 hours a day. Not that we have a speaker every hour, it's someone will speak, and then you can, if you missed it, you have time to go and take a look at it. You have time to integrate the experience. I don't want experience after experience. I'm going to integrate the experience before you step into the other. And 24 hours, we can get anyone around the world to participate. Exactly. Yes. So I'm very excited about this. And the retreat is everything I have, every experience, everything is coming out in that retreat because it's my final one. And it's already, the facility we're going to is like, can we participate? I'm like, you can.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you. So my beautiful Natalie, do you have a short question? Because our show is almost finished. Otherwise, I will talk a little bit about the book. And so do you have one more question to go?
I do. Okay, so animals are a big part, not just dragons, but animals. I love that. The subtle gentleness of animals. You made a point. I learned trust through the animal relationship. You said, I learned trust is earned, and once lost, may be lost forever. And I thought, what a powerful reminder to tread gently and carefully in our relationships with both humans and animals.
Yeah.
And that's a great point.
Yeah, that is the story that I said, really, you want me to tell this one? Right? I will tell you that one of my folks who pre-read the book for testimonials got in touch with me, and she read the book out loud to her family, and they bawled their eyes out. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for writing it, Gail. Thank you, Sinette, for allowing me this last question. Thank you, audience.
Thank you. So my beautiful viewers, if today's conversation inspired you, please support Gail by purchasing a copy of her Dragon's Tale. Leave her a review on Amazon. So, my beautiful girl, I have done a review, but I will done a review from our show point of view as well, and share this with somebody that can experience some magical spiritual journey that will awake their journey in life. And remember, every book begins with one person's courage to tell a story, and every reader becomes part of that story. So I want to say thank you, my beautiful viewers, for being here. And I have one question for you, and then I will be asking Gail how she is feeling. What have you done today to bring out your story, your legacy? Did you write something on paper? Did you tell your family, children about your story? Remember, stories from eons off always change the culture, change the history, and by telling, you are leaving your legacy. So my beautiful viewers, remember down below in the show note, all the details is there. So my Gail, my beautiful Gail, my love bug. That's my nickname for Gail. How are you feeling at this moment?
First of all, I am so honored to have shared this space with you, Sinette, and with you, Natalie. This has been probably the most heartfelt interview I've had ever on any subject. And I feel so moved and so grateful to be on the show and to have my book highlighted, because it's not my book, it's your book. And in reading it, the reason why you were easily able to slip into the character is I don't give the character a sex and I don't give the character a name, because that's irrelevant to the story. So thank you for this opportunity. I'm blessed.
Thank you. Thank you. My beautiful Natalie, how are you feeling, my girl?
I'm just feeling a beautiful opening, like curiosity, excitement, energy. In my younger years, I spent a lot of time in these spiritual realms alone, walking, cycling, and I really want to get back. So I'm inspired. Thank you. Thank you. It's my honor and our honor to be with you.
Yeah,
Thank you. And for me as well, my beautiful Gail, what an honor to celebrate you and your beautiful book and to spend time with you, my beautiful Natalie. And my beautiful viewers, I didn't forget about you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your ratings. I love it. And I want to say, have a beautiful day. Please take care of yourself. Smile often and keep on dancing. It's a wrap, everyone. Bye bye.